Imagine a world leader who lives in a small, humble house rather than a grand palace. Picture a president who donates the majority of his salary to charity and drives an old, beat-up Volkswagen Beetle instead of a luxury car. This isn't a fairy tale. It's the life of José Mujica, the former president of Uruguay. Mujica is a man who has become a global symbol of modesty, humility, and compassion in a world often consumed by greed and excess. José Mujica's journey to the presidency wasn't an easy one. Born into poverty, Mujica spent years as a revolutionary, fighting for justice and equality in his country. He endured imprisonment and torture during Uruguay's military dictatorship, but these hardships only strengthened his resolve to fight for the people. When he became president in 2010, Mujica didn't forget his roots. Instead, he embraced them, choosing to live as he always had, simply and without fanfare. While other leaders might have reveled in the perks of power, Mujica did the opposite. He refused to live in the presidential palace, opting instead to stay in his one-bedroom farmhouse with his wife, where they grew flowers and tended to their three-legged dog. Mujica's decision to live modestly wasn't just symbolic. It was a powerful statement that leadership isn't about wealth or privilege, it's about service. But Mujica didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. He donated 90% of his presidential salary to causes that help the poor, housing cooperatives, and small entrepreneurs. He knew that true leadership meant sharing the wealth and lifting others up, not hoarding resources for oneself. Under his presidency, Uruguay made significant strides in reducing poverty and expanding social welfare programs. Mujica's policies focused on education, healthcare, and housing basic rights that he believed every citizen deserved. Mujica also took bold steps in addressing inequality and promoting progressive values. He oversaw the legalization of same-sex marriage, marijuana, and abortion, making Uruguay one of the most socially progressive nations in Latin America. These moves weren't just about liberalizing laws, they were about empowering people and respecting their choices. Mujica believed in the freedom to live authentically, without fear of persecution. As Mujica once said, "I'm called the poorest president, but I don't feel poor. Poor people are those who only work to try to keep an expensive lifestyle and always want more and more." His philosophy wasn't just rhetoric, it was a way of life. Mujica's wealth wasn't measured in money or possessions, but in the satisfaction of knowing he had made a difference in the lives of his fellow citizens. In a world where many leaders are driven by ego and power, José Mujica stands out as a beacon of humility and integrity. His life reminds us that true greatness lies not in what we acquire, but in what we give. José Mujica may have left office, but his legacy of simplicity, kindness, and justice will endure for generations. This has been another episode of Interesting People on Quaver TV. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the lives of those who changed the world, not with wealth or power, but with the strength of their character.